I'm saying hello today on July the 16th, 2010 from a very, very interesting place. With me here is Jeremy Grant, the co-owner together with his brother Jordan of the building in the background here, the Alton Mill. Very famous local building. I think you guys purchased it around 1990, did a lot of renovations to it. So tell me a little bit about the Alton Mill, tell me about the bridge. You've got lots of exciting stories here.
There's a story a minute here.
Yes.
It's been basically a labor of love for about 20 years. And the building has been finished now for about a year and a half.
Yes.
And along the way, we had lots of things we had to consider and do, and including environmental protection.
Yeah.
And one of those things it's a fun little story is that because it's an old mill, it is situated on a river.
Yeah.
And this river is called Shaw's Creek,
yes,
which is a beautiful cold water stream that originally was a habitat for various kinds of fish, including trout.
Okay.
Fish that like cold water. And along the way, as part of the heritage of the building, the ecosystem and the water quality has degraded. So one of the things we had to do was make sure when we put in the new bridge, to protect the water from pollution and that sort of thing. The bridge itself has an interesting story. It's a replacement of a bridge that was here for about 100 years.
Okay.
And about maybe 15 years ago, the old bridge had to be put out of commission. And in order to make this building a public building, we had to make sure there's access during emergencies and floods and all the things like that. So this bridge was purchased via an online internet search.
That's unreal.
We found a bridge that was for sale in northern Ontario.
Somebody advertised it on the net? Really?
Yep.
Bridge for sale?
Bridge for sale. And
You're kidding.
We Googled a bridge we typed in Bailey Bridge, which is a type of bridge that was designed by English military engineer by the last name of Bailey.
Okay.
And they're famous around the world because they're very simple, easy to install in emergency situations, and also military.
Okay.
This bridge was intact. It was shipped from north of Sudbury, about an 8-hour drive.
That's unreal.
On a day with police escort.
Yeah.
And was installed onto a brand new abutments and footings and all of that.
Yeah, and it measures, like the measurements are pretty much perfect for the width of your creek here, right?
It was perfect.
Yeah.
And the day it was put in, we had a crowd of people from the village watching, and the big crane dropped the bridge in. And
really?
It was a very exciting moment.
Yeah.
And so the bridge now is part of not only the feature of the building, but it's also part of the heritage of the community.
Exactly. No, that's perfect. It's an interesting structure because it's got this sort of metal construction on the outside here. Very unique. I've never seen that particular design. Yes.
They are very popular in northern Ontario and other parts of Canada, as well as other countries, because they're simple and they actually are usually shipped to a site in a box.
In a box? Really?
And they're assembled on site. And they're made out of galvanized steel, so they have a very long lifespan.
Exactly.
And we chose this structure because we felt it tied in well with the architecture, the heritage.
Yeah.
And this building is not an elaborate piece of architecture. It's quite simple.
It's quite simple, yeah.
And so we wanted everything, in fact, we've done is we've tried to make sure it complements the simplicity of the
It's more utilitarian, really.
Yes.
Yeah. But this would be local, what is this? Riverstone, limestone? What is it?
Fieldstone.
Fieldstone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you look closely, you'll see some of the fieldstone has been treated with what's called ribbon pointing, which is the horizontal and vertical lines that are made out of mortar.
Okay.
And that is a technique used in the last century as a way to try to take fieldstone, which is in effect rubble, and not particularly attractive, to try to make it look like cut limestone.
Oh, that's what that is.
So
that's the idea.
You'll notice that on a lot of buildings, including this building.
Very interesting. What is the gentleman doing over there? I'm just nosy.
We're in the middle of a heat wave in good old southern Ontario.
Yes, we are.
He's installing an air conditioner.
Oh, is that what he's doing? Okay, great. Well, let me come back with another clip as we're walking over there because there's an interesting tower on the north side of the mill. Okay, thanks, Jeremy.
My pleasure.
Perfect.